Once upon a time in America, huge V8s roamed the land, sucking up massive amounts of fossil fuels and putting out, well, not huge amounts of power. I remember Ford had an over 7-liter engine that got under 200 horsepower because that engine is in the Lincoln Continental that my dad left me. But here we are today with a 2-liter twin-scroll turbocharged EcoBoost engine that puts out 245 horsepower. And if you follow me over here, we have a 2.7-liter EcoBoost turbocharged engine that puts out 315 horsepower. It really is amazing. And coming up next on the Fast Lane Car, we're going to tell you all you ever want to know about the engine choices in the new, follow me,
right here,
Ford Edge. And that is coming up right now. All right, Paul, we're here in front of the 2-liter twin-scroll turbo, which is one of the new engines that's in the Ford Edge. Now, first of all, tell me about this engine and tell me what the heck does twin-scroll mean? I think it's confusing. People understand two turbos, but they don't understand this twin-scroll part of it.
Roman, it's nice to see you. Thanks for coming again.
Yeah.
So good you started with a twin turbo, because what a twin-scroll turbo is it's essentially a single turbo that acts a lot like a twin turbo setup. So we call it pulse separation, where you separate the exhaust pulses all the way down to the turbo, so you get more energy to the turbo, so it spools up faster, you get better response, more power.
Show me.
And then, so that's what it is. So yeah, you can see the twin scroll housing here, and so this is a 4-cylinder engine. It also uses Ford's integrated exhaust manifold, or IEM as we say, so we cast the exhaust manifold with the cylinder head. So this engine doesn't have traditional headers, you don't see any glowing headers or anything like that. This right here, this is the headers. And so we cast that with the aluminum cylinder head, and we cool it with the cylinder head at the same time, so we can cool the headers. And then we mount this twin scroll housing with the turbo on the end of it, right to the basically bolting it right to the cylinder head.
And there's a turbo.
Yep, there's your turbo right there.
Yep.
And so what we do is you keep the exhaust pulses, you keep cylinders 1 and 4 distinct and cylinders 2 and 3 distinct, and you feed those separately into this twin scroll housing. So you keep those pulses independent all the way down to the impeller. And by doing that, you get better response, less lag, and more power. So some people say it's like standing up when you pedal on a bicycle. So you're getting a each time you push on the pedals, you're getting a better pulse. It also improves fuel economy too.
Now, is this the first use of this twin scroll in a Ford vehicle?
Yes, so the 2015, the all-new Ford Edge is the first application of the new twin-scroll 2-liter EcoBoost. So this is essentially a new version of the 2-liter EcoBoost, and we say twin-scroll just so we can keep it straight too.
All right, let me look at the numbers here. 245 horsepower, 275 pound-foot of torque.
Still 30 miles per gallon, which is one of the best in class. So, and one of the big news on this is, in the previous version of the Edge, if you wanted the 2-liter EcoBoost engine, you could only get it in front-wheel drive,
yep,
and it didn't have towing capability. This is a more powerful, more capable engine. So, in the 2015 Edge, this is the standard engine, one of the first standard EcoBoosts, and you can get it in front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive, and it's tow rated up to 3,500 pounds.
Now, some of the people are always worried about reliability, right? Because when the first generation of turbos, remember the 70s and 80s when everything was Saab turbo came around,
sure,
right? Those were really great engines, but the turbos ended up kind of killing the longevity of the engine. Have you sorted out that issue?
Oh, absolutely. Here, it's a couple things. So one, this turbo is both oil-cooled and water-cooled, and because we have this integrated exhaust manifold, and we're able to cool the manifold, so we're able to cool the air before it even goes in there, we're able to reduce heat on that end, and it also saves fuel economy because you don't need to add fuel to cool that charge down. So yeah, oil-cooled and water-cooled, and it goes through Ford's full durability cycle, enormous amount of testing, so no longer an issue for turbos.
Yeah, so you're not worried about like turbos blowing up?
No, not at all.
Because that's expensive. If you have to go,
sure.
I'm sure if you have to go in there and fix that turbo.
Yeah, well, it bolts right on, so, but yeah, no, very reliable, of
All right,
course.
let's move over to the I'm going to call this the F-150 2.7 because that's where it first made its appearance, but now you're putting in the Ford Edge. Tell me about how you've changed this to fit in a Ford Edge.
So the Ford Edge is the first front-wheel drive, all-wheel drive application of the 2.7 liter EcoBoost. Excuse me. So this is a 2.7 liter twin turbo V6, and at some significant changes. In the F-150, it's mounted longitudinally, and in the new Edge, it's mounted transversely. And because we're able to do that, one of the beauties of the new 2.7 liter EcoBoost engine is how compact it is and how much power it makes. I know you're looking at a twin turbo V6 here. You would think it can't be that displacement of an engine, and because it uses some great technology, it uses a compacted graphite iron cylinder block, so we're able to make the whole engine more compact. You can fit it in cars like the Edge because you can turn it sideways, transverse, and make it all-wheel drive. So the ability to add an all-wheel drive power takeoff and get mounted transversely, you can only do that with a very compact engine. And it also makes a bucket load of power too, 315 horsepower.
Which is down from the F-150.
A little bit, but it's tuned differently for the Edge. You know, the Edge customer, an Edge customer and an F-150 customer, those are two completely different products, you know, and then also the way we package it. But it's definitely tuned for the Edge, and trust me, when you drive it tomorrow, you're not gonna be wanting for power in this one.
17, 24, 20 for the all-wheel drive.
For all-wheel drive.
And I heard that 60% of your customers go for the all-wheel drive, so that's why I'm using that number.
Yeah, this is the 2.7 liter is available only in the Edge Sport, which we say is around 12-14% take rate, something like that. So not a huge percentage of total Edge sales, but we have a feeling that when people drive the 2.7 in the Sport, we think that take rate's going to go up.
So is this the Mustang engine of the lineup? I mean, this is if you want an Edge Mustang. This is
the performance model, right, for sure. And the 2.7 EcoBoost is a large part of the Edge Sport. It's only available in the Edge Sport, but there's a whole lot more to the Edge Sport in terms of chassis tuning, chassis dynamics, real capability in that car that make it unique. That once you drive it, I think you'll see it's a lot of fun.
Now you were talking about how small it is, and come on over this way, and you can really tell the difference between this 2.7 and the 3.5 liter, which is a traditional 6-cylinder. But look at the size difference. I mean, this is probably 25% bigger.
Yeah, you can see how compact the 2.7 is. It's pretty impressive. Yep, this is a naturally aspirated engine too, and you have to understand that you're looking at the size of this engine and it doesn't have two turbos hanging off it either. This is just our normally naturally aspirated 3.5 liter V6. This is essentially a carryover engine from the last version of the Edge, but it's a very proven, durable, reliable engine, and it's a V6. It's a naturally aspirated V6, and we have Edge customers, some people want a V6.
Yeah, they like the naturally aspirated. They don't need the turbo. They don't want the turbo.
They don't want it.
They like the fact this has been around a while.
Yep, long time, and so we say power choice at Ford. So we give them the option. The EcoBoost engine is now standard, the 2 liter. That's our most fuel efficient offering, and now you can get it with all-wheel drive and towing. If you want sport, you get it at the 2.7. Of course, 3.5 is also available across the range, also available in front-wheel drive, all-wheel drive, and has the same tow rating, 3,500 pounds.
So we're looking here at for the all-wheel drive model at 17, 25, 20, which is respectable.
Pretty good.
Now I'm going to put you on the spot. All right? How long is it since I see it? What's the service interval on the belt?
So Ford's longest service interval is 10 years, 150,000 miles. If you go through your owner's manual, you'll see that. There's no service on the belt on the chain in that time.
Really?
So it goes beyond our longest service interval.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, sure.
All right, and last question, putting you on the spot. If it's your money, which one do you get?
Well, 2.7's only available in the Sport.
Right.
So if Sport is your thing, it's kind of my thing. I would go for the 2.7 in the Edge Sport, but the new 2 liter EcoBoost, the twin scroll, you get all the capability, you get more power, you get all-wheel drive capability, and you get towing capability all in one package. We say power choice. What do you want? I think the coolest thing is that we offer all of this stuff in the new Edge. So, I mean, which one would you take?
I just drove the F-150 with this engine, and I was mighty impressed. So I suspect I'd go with this one because there's no problem that more power doesn't make better.
Well, I can't wait for you to drive that tomorrow, and I am sure you will enjoy it. You will be impressed by that.
People might be wondering, but all EcoBoost engines are direct injected, right?
All EcoBoost engines are direct injected. They're all turbocharged, and they all use twin independent variable cam timing. So all EcoBoost engines share those attributes.
So you're probably my age group, right? And it wasn't that long ago that people thought that the internal combustion engine was gone, right? It was a dinosaur. And now we've got 2-liter engines that are putting out the power. Look, I have a Lincoln that my dad left me, right? I want to say that's a 7.4 liter engine.
Yep.
And I think out of the factory,
7.3.
it made just under 200 horsepower, right? And now you have a 2-liter engine.
Sure.
That beats that.
245 horsepower. Yeah, it's pretty impressive. I mean, EcoBoost is our engine downsizing program. It's all about, giving customers the power they want and the fuel economy they need. You don't need to be carrying around a big engine most of the time. So EcoBoost is that great combination. Most of the time you're just cruising along, you're getting good fuel economy, but when you want the power, or when you need the power, when you're merging or whatever, it's there for you.
All right, now I'm going to put him on the spot, guys, because this is
the third time.
This is the third time
he's put me on the spot.
This is the one you want to hear.
Well,
right?
I'm keeping track here.
All right, because this is the guy who's doing the Ford GT.
Yes.
So how many horsepower?
Over 600 horsepower.
I was gonna hope he-
Over 600 horsepower. That will be the most powerful EcoBoost engine ever. The GT is a phenomenal, phenomenal project, and we cannot wait to share more stuff on that with you.
All right.
Roman, good to see you.
Good to
Thanks,
see you.
thanks so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you. Well, I hope that's everything you ever want to know about the engine choices that you can get in the brand spanking new Ford Edge. And coming up very soon on the Fast Lane Car, we're of course going to review the new Ford Edge. As always, this is Roman reporting for the Fast Lane Car. Check out tflcar.com for more news, views, and everyday real-world engine reviews. Ciao. I've got a Ford Edge to drive tomorrow in Phoenix.